Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good afternoon, my fellow trudgers. Trudging each day, because where there's a will, there's a way. Meow. We got kitty cats. We got kitty cats all over. Kitty cats. All right. Out of control. Am I too early for everybody? I tried to get up early again. I didn't fall asleep. I think the sun was coming up when I fell asleep. Hi, Ingrid. Good to see you. Good to see you. My hair is at what I call the Mike Brady stage. So, from the Brady bunch. He had really curly hair. Yeah, it's hard to tell with the light like that. See? This is when girls start like, can I touch your hair? No, you may not touch my hair. No. Because if you do, you're going to mess it up. I'm going to have to punch you. I'm not awake. I'm not even close to awake. I probably have no business doing this. Welcome to Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. I'm going to be your host. I am. I'll be your host. Got a lot of meetings today, tomorrow. If you're here, please say hello. Whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. Hey, Gary. Good to see you. So, we get to read out of AA Comes of Age today. And whenever we get to read out of other stuff, I like to do that. Even though it kind of just tends to talk about what we were talking about. Now it has dents. Hey, Trevor. Good to see you, brother. No, I'm not a Capricorn. I'm a Virgo. This is actually my wife's cup. But she doesn't drink coffee, so I use it. So, all right. So we are going to start in AA Comes of Age. I'm going to start on page 45, I believe. Because it's just one short paragraph that we're talking about, and there's a story on each side. And we know how they tell stories on here. They last forever. So. The thought of Dr. Foster Kennedy crossed my mind. Years ago, this noted physician had asked if one of AA's early friends of psychiatry would come to the New York Academy of Medicine to explain AA to his neurological section. Since several doctors publicly had endorsed us, some in the Saturday Evening Post article of 1941, I thought there would be no difficulty about this. But every one of these medical friends of ours rejected the unusual opportunity. They did not want to speak on it. Weird. I should have gone further. That's okay. In the substance, this is what they said. And this is why they don't always like to get involved. In AA, we see an unusual number of social and psychological forces working together on the alcoholic problem. Okay. We don't just look at things in one set of eyes. Okay. Yet fully allowing this new advantage, we still cannot explain the speed of the results. See, AA does something. There is something about AA. I don't know what it is. It's the process. That's all I know. Okay. I think I'm a fairly intelligent person, and I find DSM casual reading. Okay. Good morning, sunshine. there's my wise cracking Virgo friend. Oh shit. Must be feeling better today, which is good. Or you're not feeling good at all and you're being a Virgo. But the speed of which AA can help an alcoholic recover. It's amazing. What should take years is done in months, sometimes days. I've seen some people go through this in 30 days and they got it. Doesn't happen very often. But I've seen it. You bet. Okay. It all takes varying speeds. And there is nothing, absolutely nothing out there that compares to it. I don't care. You can argue with me all you want, but there's no proof in the pudding from any of these other programs doing what AA actually does. Okay? We are different. Very. There are reasons for it. We may not know all these reasons. We call that faith. I've got to have a certain level of faith in all of this. That means I trust without seeing. But now I'm seeing. I trust more. Okay? My higher power's love language is trust. AA does in weeks or months what should take years. I read for it a little bit. So, not only does drinking stop abruptly, but great changes in the alcoholic motivation follow in a few weeks or months. Yeah, so 28 days. That's the key. Okay, for the average hopeless alcoholic. Okay. It's going to take about a month for your mind to clear, enough for you to understand the program. Okay? Not all of us. Some of us come in younger. When I was 18, it did not take 28 days. I was good in about 48 hours, right? Bouncing right back. Not so when I was 45. It would take months because of the physical condition that I was in. Okay? There's something at work in AA which we do not understand. We call this the X factor. You people call it God. You can't explain God, and neither can we, especially at the New York Academy of Medicine. So the reason that they would not talk at the New York Academy of Medicine was because of the X factor. Okay? And I talk about the X factor quite often because AA is cognitive behavioral therapy with God. It's what it is. Okay. Now that's twofold. See how we get the best of everything. But when we bring medicine into it, when we bring clinical things into it, we lose that power. And lack of power is my dilemma. I had to find a power which would help me, even if I'm going to become clinical. Okay. And I know a lot of clinical things about alcoholism. Okay. But it doesn't change the process in which if there is a successful consummation. And I know this process. I live this process. It's the one thing I don't want them clawing on. So, other than that, I can't let them get it. You should see this chair. When other bastard wants my attention, he gets on this chair. He goes, I hate you, chair. I hate you. All right. Such is the paradox of AA regeneration, strength arising out of complete defeat and weakness. Complete defeat. Complete defeat. Have you ever heard of the story about the phoenix? About rising from the ashes of the past? That's what we are. You are a phoenix. Okay? We're going to go on and they're going to talk about the price that we must pay in order to have this. Okay? The loss of one's old life as a condition for finding a new one. But we of AA do not have to understand this paradox. We only had to be grateful for it. Okay. So we don't need to understand the paradox. We don't. I don't totally understand it. I don't need to. That's why it's called a mysterious paradox. But it's still something that I can get on board with. And I can get on board with it because I see other people having success with it. And I can trust that. I can trust the process because I can see the process, right? I can see it in other people. That's why it's got to be a we program. Not all my answers come from inside. In fact, 80% of my answers come from outside of my purview. That means I need to seek them. That means I reach out to people. I got to talk to people. I got to do certain things. Okay. What a glorious, mysterious paradoxes are. It's not how you spell that. That says, what glorious mysteries paradoxes are. That's because I read it wrong. Okay. Now it's spelled correctly. They do not compute. Yet when recognized and accepted, they reaffirm something in the universe beyond human logic. When I face fear, I'm given courage. When I support a brother or sister, my capacity to love myself has increased. When I accept pain as a part of a growing experience of life, I realize a greater happiness. When I look at my dark side, I am brought into a new light. When I accept my vulnerabilities and surrender to a higher power, I am graced with unforeseen strength. This is all true. It was all true. This is what happens to me. Okay. You know what's cool? I don't know this person. I have no idea who wrote this. Right. But the cool thing is I know they're alcoholic. I can always tell an alcoholic. There's something about them. I just know. Right. I especially know when you're faking being an alcoholic so you can get what it is that you want. Yeah, I've seen that too. People do a lot of weird things for attention. They really will. And if you think that there are people that aren't addicted to 12-step groups at various... Now I'm over here. Where'd Amber go? Oh, there she is. Okay. You were so graceful at that we never noticed. I am graced with unforeseen strength. I stumbled through the doors of AA in disgrace, expecting nothing from life, and I have been given hope and dignity. Ooh, dignity. I have been given dignity. That's nice. Haven't heard that word in a while. Miraculously, the only way to keep the gifts of the program is to give them away, to pass them on. What they said, but I like give it away. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Give it away now. Waka, waka, waka. Right? Red Hot Chili Peppers. Right? Give it away now. Give it away now. Mysterious paradoxes. Yeah. Isn't it cool to to even have a chance to be involved in all this? To know that the efforts that you make in this life now have a good effect on other people. Isn't that nice to know? When you go to bed at night, you have not hurt the people that you love. Instead, they're going to bed knowing that they are loved, knowing that somebody like you will hold space for them, where they used to be the person that they feared. Right? I was thinking about this morning that, I didn't really act any different than anybody else in my family. I was taught to punch holes in walls. When I got angry, I was taught to yell and scream. That's what I was taught, right? And my brothers and my dad were always saying how they need to toughen me up, right? And then one day I toughened up, and they didn't like the result because I started pushing back. I didn't like it. See, I figured out they were bullying me. I figured it out. And I figured out that my brothers were using me. I'm not going to go into how. And so I started pushing back, and they really didn't like that. There was one day that my father pushed me, and I pushed his ass back and put him on the ground. I wasn't going to tolerate it anymore. Then they put me away. And not only did I learn how to push back, but then I became very, very dangerous. And from that point on, they just veered away from me, which is a bummer. I'm not as scary as people think I am. Well, yeah. I can be. You can be too. But I don't bring that person out anymore. I don't need to. Right? I may let that person peek out every now and then to even the playing field. But yeah. All right. Thank you everybody for being here. I hope you have a great day. Happy Friday. I might be back a little bit later. I have a 3:00 meeting, and then I'm meeting with the church and the people from Al-Anon. So, because it looks like we're bringing on Al-Anon also. Yeah. And hopefully I want to talk to them that's going to be hybrid and things like that, help them out with that. So please pass the word. Or if you feel like you need Al-Anon, hopefully we'll have it available now. Hey, I love you all. Peace out. And have a